Hello guys, how you doing today? Welcome to your show once again, FarmerHubTV. Thank you so much for joining us on the show today. And like you always say, this is we talk about everything agriculture on the show. We interview guests, we go to farms, and we show you how things are being done in Nigeria and how it's being done properly, done the right way on the farm, and we help to increase your productivity. That's the whole aim of this show, and to bring you some of the best hand consultants on agriculture, for you to learn from, see how everything is done. So thank you so much once again for joining us, and we're happy to come on the show today with two wonderful guests on the show. As you know from our topic, we're going to be talking about the challenges and opportunity in cattle production in Nigeria. Where we're saying Nigeria, but we're putting as everywhere. It applies to everywhere, mostly African countries and things like that. And even the Western worlds, they do still have challenges that they go through. So you can always pick something from it for wherever you are located. So if you do like what we're doing, please do subscribe on the show if you're not, and share with your families and friends, and also just give us a thumbs up on the show so that we would be able to rank higher on the show, and you can always view the show more and more. And also on our Patreon, um, um, you can also go on our Patreon website. Do go join our Patreon viewers there, fans there. Thank you so much. And I'm just going to go straight to our show today. We do have one of our guests ready on the show. We're going to be talking to two different guests on the show today. One is Alhaji Muhammad Hammajoda. I believe I pronounced that well, who is an highly experienced cattle and dairy farmer. And also, we're going to be talking to Okanlawan Tobi Loba, who is the owner of Trio Farm. And they are going to be sharing ideas and giving us advice on how they've been able to delve into cattle production, and how they've been able to be successful in doing this as well. So I do have Tobi Loba on the show already. So I'm going to bring him on here, and we're going to go ahead and just start off the show. Thank you so much for joining us. Hi, Tobi Loba. How are you doing today? Welcome to the show.
Hello, Mr. Ayo. I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Yeah.
Like we always do on the show, we want you to at least, give us a little bit into your world from by you talking about who you are. So please, can you just share and give us an idea of who Tobi Loba is?
Yeah, thank you. My name is Tobi Loba Okanlawan. I am the owner of Charles Farm, a livestock farm which is located in Abeokuta, Ogun State. I graduated from the Department of Animal Nutrition at the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, Nigeria, and currently doing my master's degree in sustainable agriculture and food security at the Royal Agricultural University here in the UK. And it's a great privilege to be part of this show.
All right, thank you so much. So as we're talking to you right now, you're in the UK, right?
Yeah, yeah, I'm in the
Okay,
UK.
all right, that's good. So just gonna go straight at it. How are you able to manage the farm from there right now?
Um, I have a CCTV installed on my farm, and I left my farm in, shall I say, in trusted hands. I have a very trustworthy farm manager, and farm workers. So with the help of my workers, I've been able to, to monitor my farm while abroad.
Okay, so there you go. For those in the diaspora, it's something you can do. You can have your farm back in Nigeria, and you can monitor it. With like you said, trusted hands, good management. Things can work on there. So, Tobi Loba, so your farm is located where in Nigeria?
My farm is located at Abeokuta. It's about 10 minutes drive from Funab Federal Agricultural University gate along Alabata, and I also have a permanent site which I'm planning, to develop
Mm,
at Alabata. I also have like a display. Sometimes you don't get to bring random peoples into your farm, so
yes.
sometimes I have to bring some animals for display. So I have also have a farm at Odoeran,
Oh, okay.
yeah, in
Wow.
Abeokuta,
Okay.
Obantoto.
So, and that's all in Abeokuta.
Yeah, and I also have a fattening stock somewhere in Adamawa,
Oh, okay.
where I don't actually know. I've never been there because of security issues.
Oh, and
I've
you've never been there, but
never been
you,
there, and that's
wow.
where the larger part of investment is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
So, guys, man, okay, and that's a new one for me. You are able to get into that. You've never been there,
yeah,
with good, you know, management and good, s- um, how would I put it? Trusted hands. You're able
yeah,
to
yeah.
do something like that. Wow, that's good. So let's get into our topic. So we want to talk about the challenges and opportunities in cattle production. So let's take the challenges first. Let's take the negative side of it and take that out. So, like, what as from your own experience, what were the challenges that you had to first take care of, that you have to go past before you are where you are today?
Um. Let's. Can I just start because I'm kind of like prepared for the show and
Mm.
I had to break down the whole step.
Oh yeah,
So
no
if
problem.
you don't mind, can
That
I?
that's why you're here. Just
Uh,
take your time.
all right. Thank you.
All right.
To me, cattle production in Nigeria or in wherever in the whole world
Mm.
is of two aspects.
Yes.
We have the processing aspect
Mm.
and the production aspect. But most farmers don't, they channel most energy to the production aspect.
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they they don't do much to the processing aspect.
Mm.
And trust me, the processing aspect tells a lot about the quality of the produce.
Of the produce. Yeah.
Yeah, it plays a very important role in what we take in.
Mm.
You understand? So
Yeah.
the production aspect is of different sectors. We have the breeding. Some raise cattle just to breed and sell off calves.
Mm.
We have the beef or the meat production aspect. We have the dairy
Mm.
aspect. Some even breed cattle for their horns.
Mm.
Yeah, we have the hide and skin and so on.
So yeah.
Why I actually brought in the processing aspect is actually a sector of agriculture that most farmers or citizens are not paying so much attention to.
Mm. Mm.
I've been engaged in several conversations about meat quality
Yeah.
here in the UK and um comparing it how it's done back home. I mean in Nigeria, we've
Mm.
not been doing so much
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
processing aspect.
Yeah.
You understand? So now I do the beef aspects. I do fattening majorly, where I
Mm.
buy lean cattle, then I fatten them,
Yeah.
then I
Platinum. Mm.
sell them off.
Yeah.
So beef production in Nigeria, we consume beef, if not, is one of, we consume about 360,000 tons of
Mm.
beef yearly in Nigeria,
Yeah.
and which makes it very lucrative business to do. It's a very lucrative business to do, although it's capital intensive, but it's,
Intensive.
trust
Yeah.
me, it's lucrative. Like, it's very profitable when you
Mm.
get things right. You
Mm.
understand? So out of these 360,000 tons of beef consumed yearly in Nigeria, 30% of the slaughtered animals are being shipped in by neighboring countries.
Yeah.
I mean, when in countries like Mali,
Yeah.
Niger, Cameroon, and all.
Mm.
So I believe we are capable of producing what will go around the country. You
Mm.
understand, in terms of production, and even have access to, to import to other countries, other foreign countries,
Mm.
because Nigeria is so blessed with good weather. We have good weather. When it comes to weather, we have good weather. We also have enough land.
Yeah.
We have good soils.
Good soil. Yeah.
I've been on farms in here in the UK, and I know what their soil looks like,
Mm.
and I know what Nigerian soil looks like. So I think we are blessed. We are so blessed with the weather and the soil and everything. And
Mm.
let me come coming back to the challenges. There are a lot of challenges facing cattle farmer in Nigeria. And trust me, if you should ask one or two farmers out there in Nigeria, they all have stories to tell.
Yeah.
I mean, stories about, how they failed when they first started, the millions of nairas they invested and turned out losing.
Yeah.
You understand? So one of the challenges faced by cattle farmers in Nigeria, is poor extension services.
Mm.
I believe an extension worker is as important as a veterinary personnel on every farm
Mm.
in Nigeria, because they play a vital role in agriculture, in the whole agricultural system, not even the livestock or the cattle farming aspect alone.
Yeah.
So I think um, the government has a lot to do to the extension services. Like,
Mm.
they need to engage them. You understand? Because they serve as an intermediary between the researchers and the farmers.
And the farmers. Yeah.
There are some local farmers in Nigeria that does not even know what a silage or a silo, or even how to make a silage, or what it looks like. And that's because they are not getting the information.
Mm.
You understand? So now, another point that I'll point out is that I'm going to be discussing is insecurity.
Mm.
At the beginning of the show earlier, I told you I have a farm in Adamawa,
Yeah.
where most of my animals are, and I've never been there.
Mm.
And I kept them there because feed materials for fattening are cheaper over there at the north.
Oh, yeah.
You understand? So
Mm.
um bringing those ingredients down to the southwest will cost me additional money, additional fee on transportation. So
Mm.
that's why I decided to keep them there at the north.
And then, yeah.
But of course, I've always wanted to go there, but we've had cases of kidnapping, cases of insecurity
Mm.
issues around the northern part of Nigeria. And while I haven't moved the animal to the southwest, is because I'm currently working on my pasture.
Mm.
And as a farmer, a cattle farmer in Nigeria, establishing a pasture is a lot of money.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
That's.
it comes with acquiring the land.
Mm.
Prices of land are very expensive now
Expensive, yeah.
because of the bad land tenure system. Most of this
Mm.
land with good road network has been allocated for different use like the real estate and everything. So that
Mm.
has actually hiked up prices of lands around lands with accessible
Accessible roads.
road networks.
Mm.
You understand? So it has to do with and also setting up a pasture land is a big problem because of the high cost of production. If you get as a farmer in Nigeria, if you get the land anywhere in Nigeria for farming, no matter how far the place is to the city, one of the first thing you do is you have to secure the perimeter. Like I mean, you have to make a fencing around the perimeter,
Mm.
or else the land will get invaded by herdsmen.
Mm.
And imagine acquiring a land up to like maybe 300 acres.
Mm.
The first thing you have to think about is fencing it around.
Mm. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
Mm.
You understand? So, and if you don't do it, trust me, you are not doing anything. It's just
Mm.
like working for the herdsmen. You understand? So, those are some of the challenges we are facing as a cattle farmer in Nigeria.
Okay. And one of the challenges I wanted to bring up is how do you secure good breeds in Nigeria? Because we how do we go about making sure that our local breeds weigh up to all these breeds that we see, like the ones you see in the UK, the ones we'll see in other Western worlds. How do we because that's probably one of the reasons challenges, because you see these cows and they are so lean, they're so they don't look too good and
Yeah,
all
like
that.
I said, farmers are actually channel they are not they are not putting the energy in the right sector. As for
Mm.
me, I'm just starting. Like
Mm.
uh, sorry, I can't see you. Okay, yeah. I'm just starting. I mean the livestock aspects. I've
Mm.
had my livestock animals for about 2 years now.
Mm.
Yeah, you cannot expect me to start working on how to improve my breeds
Mm.
immediately when I don't even have a pastoral. I don't even have a pasture. I
Mm.
don't have what the animals will eat.
Mm.
You understand? Feeding in any aspect of agriculture constitutes to about 70% of the total cost of production.
Yeah.
So I feel I should first solve that issue.
The issue. Yeah.
I was a poultry farmer, like a full-time poultry farmer. I rear turkeys and I had to stop after the pandemic. I actually learned a lot of things during the pandemic. And one of the things that I learned is that as a farmer, having 70% of your total cost of production allocated to feeding, just feeding,
Mm.
then I feel you need to, you need to be in charge of what your animal, you need to be in charge of that 70% allocated to feeding. You need to be in charge of it.
Mm.
What I mean being in charge is, I mean in terms of quality,
Oh, yeah.
what you give them to eat, and also the cost.
Mm.
For example, during the pandemic, movements were restricted. There were a lot of restriction, and feed ingredients were, movement of transportation of feed ingredients was affected, and that also affected the price of those feed ingredients and even the finished feed too.
Mm.
That resulted to increase in the price of feed.
Yes.
I mean, not just livestock feed
Mm.
generally,
Feed
even
generally, yeah. Yeah.
poultry feed too. And the increase in price of feed um should normally result I mean affect the price of the produce.
Mm.
But then if the produce is way too expensive, the consumers will go look for an alternative.
Alternative,
There are,
yeah.
of course, there are alternative sources of protein they can go for.
Mm.
Some will tell you I'd rather go for a goat than having 30,000, 40, 50,000 spent on a full grown imported turkey.
Mm.
You understand? So then, and it's not something I can hold back. I cannot keep feeding turkeys. I cannot keep feeding layers because I'm not making profit. So I have to just push them out.
Yeah.
I have to just sell and have at least the capital back.
Mm.
You understand? But having my own cattle, having my own ram, having my own sheep, I can always hold back when I'm not fine with the price. I can
Mm.
always hold back. Of course, I'm not spending that much. I'm only I'm producing my own feed.
Feed, yeah.
You understand? I'm producing my own major feed ingredient, which is the grass.
Mm.
I can still bear the cost of the little concentrate they consume.
Yeah.
You understand? So that's why I just fine. You can always do that. At least everybody cannot switch. Every farmer out there cannot switch to livestock,
Mm.
but it is easier to produce a livestock feed, the major ingredient, which is the grass. It is easier
Mm.
to produce it than producing maize. It is also easy to to plant maize, and but the bigger the problem about producing poultry ingredients is storage facility. I
Mm.
can always have maybe 10 acres of land, then cut them, run the grasses into silage. But when it comes to poultry, it's a long and a complex process.
Complex, yeah. Yeah.
Drying
Yeah.
and storing maize for years is not
Mm.
easy. I've
Mm.
never even seen a storage like a proper maize storage facility in Nigeria. I've not seen
Mm.
it.
Wow.
And as a young farmer growing, and thanks to the support of my family, where I get funds and everything, you understand.
Mm.
So I have to just, divert to something that would, that I can easily flow with. So that was why I started. I had few sheep then when I was still keeping poultry animals. So I was like, these sheep are not giving me much problem during the pandemic. I have
So
I
that's
have little grass for them. I'm not
that's why
spending.
you made the total switch
Yeah,
into
so
that.
that was why I made the total switch to livestock.
Mm.
And sheep farming, the market comes, it's seasonal, so I can't
Mm.
really depend on waiting for festive season to sell off on my sheep. So
Mm.
that was why I went into cattle production,
Mm.
because I can at least I got some cattle during December. I got them for 230,000, and
Mm.
I sold some out of the heads that I got for 230,000 range. I
Yeah.
sold them for 450,000, which
Wow.
is cool cash for me.
Mm. Mm.
You
Um.
understand?
Yeah.
So that is it.
Oh, so there you have it, guys. We're talking to Tobi Loba or Okanlawan, who is a cattle farmer, production farmer. He's talking to us about the challenges and opportunities in cattle production. We're not going by any major, line. We're just talking about everything. We're having a conversation here. So, guys, if you want to comment or you want to ask Toby Loba a question, you can comment on the comment section on there. For those that have joined us so far on live, thank you so much for being part of the show. And for those that are going to be watching us after we're done, thank you as well. We're still hoping to get Alhaji Muhammad, who is our second guest on here. But if we're not, Tobi Loba is, filling the whole, whole show with a lot of information, and and we're totally enjoying his presence on here. So thank you so much, Tobi Loba.
Yeah.
So now, so what breeds do you think are the best to get into?
I actually rear just one breed,
Mm.
which are very good for fattening,
Mm.
and it's called the Bokolo.
Okay.
Yeah, so just one breed.
mm.
because they have very high conversion ratio. So
Ratio, okay. So, where do you majorly source your cattle from? From the
same
north?
Adamawa, yeah,
Oh,
from
the
the
same Adamawa, right?
yeah, I have a very trusted and reliable source. Yeah.
Sauce.
Thank
Wow.
you,
Now
Mr. D.
that's very important, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's very, very important. Yeah, I believe you say you're doing your masters right now
yeah,
in the
yeah, yeah,
UK.
yeah,
So, and it's also in agriculture,
yeah.
you know,
Sustainable agriculture and
sustainable.
food
Wow.
security.
Yeah, so we're definitely happy we're talking to the right person
Thank
um, on here. Also, what I wanted us to talk about is that so you what you do basically is ranching. You get a piece of land and you have your cows in that in that on that land fenced and
yeah, fam.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and if what other alternatives do you have for feeding apart from your the grass?
Okay. Thank you for asking that question. um, the thing is, fine. Nigeria, one of the biggest problem about causing the whole farmers and herdsmen conflict is because the herdsmen or the cattle farmers cannot, cultivate a proper grassland. And trust me, cultivating a grassland in Nigeria is a lot. Like it's very, very expensive. I
Mm,
must say that it's very, very expensive. I've actually started this task. I
mm,
mean, getting a proper grassland
mm,
in Nigeria for about 2 years now.
yeah.
For close to 2 years, like it's going
Mm,
to 2 years. The first issue you have is like I said, fencing the perimeter,
mm,
which is very, very expensive. No matter which fencing method you want to use, it's
mm,
expensive. It's very you can easily divert the money to acquiring more eggs.
yeah.
You understand? So and also another problem is clearing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have over 200 acres of land in Alabata.
Mm,
I wanted to, at first I wanted to, start with that. But
mm,
when I prepared, the cost of clearing, the cost of establishing a proper pasture there,
mm,
it's a lot.
mm.
Like it's a lot, and one of the challenges facing cattle farmers is capital.
Yeah.
We don't have access to any credit facility.
Mm,
You understand? So it's on your own.
mm,
You understand? So now clearing pulled me back. Renting a bulldozer in Nigeria cost about 150,000.
yeah. About 100 and something. Yeah.
You pay for the diesel, you feed the driver.
Mm,
Just to tell you how crazy it is.
mm,
And clearing about 200 acres, it will take more than 2 weeks.
mm,
That's a lot of money. And
mm,
I've actually tried to source grass seeds. So that's a very big problem in Nigeria. Sourcing the right grass seeds.
mm,
Because most of these grass seeds you see in Nigeria, most of them are not viable.
mm,
I've actually planted in plots of land that I've gotten seeds, and even the funny part of it, when you do the germination test, they
mm.
come out well. Then once you put them on the land, you won't get any
Double
result.
different. Yeah.
You understand? So I went as far as Thailand.
Mm,
My first grass seed that I planted successfully, I got it from Thailand.
mm,
Well, it's a species of bacteria. It's called mulatto too. But then the cost of the seed was as high as the shipping fee. So just to tell you how expensive it is. But
mm,
then I successfully established on 3 plots of land, which
mm,
I've been using for my sheep since then. And over time, I've tried to to transplant and all, but transplanting takes a lot of time. You
Mm.
understand? It takes a lot of time. So I not until recently I decided to get more seeds, and I paid up to about a thousand $1,000 for just 15 kg of mulatto 2 grass seed.
Wow.
Yeah, and I had to pay for something that I can establish on 7 acres at once,
Mm.
because I have about 13 acres perimeter fenced where
Mm.
I want to have the cattle. I have I've prepared the housing. I
Mm.
have every facility to to bring my cattle in from the north, because
Mm.
of course election is coming. We don't know what election will bring,
Will bring
and so I have to bring them in. But what is delaying me presently is the grass.
the grass,
Yeah,
which is one of the most important things.
important. Yeah, it's very important. Yeah, so that's what's pulling me back.
Mm.
So and I believe there are a lot of cattle farmers out there too that really wants. They have the land,
Mm.
and they are ready to to establish pasture land, but they don't have seeds,
Mm.
and they don't have right plugs to good seeds.
Mm.
So I
So
think
how do we resolve something like this? Because if we're having issues with it, we know how our government is back home. They don't tend to, want to help, you know, the private and small scale, and but how do we ourselves resolve such issues? Isn't there a way that you could join up with like 3, 4 farmers and you guys,
yeah, I
you
think
know?
some farmers are doing that already.
Mm.
Yeah, they are doing that already. They come in five, in fours, and they buy stuffs from a different country and bring it in
Mm.
to Nigeria to plant.
Mm. That's wonderful. Thank you so much. Tobi Loba,
Yeah.
in fact, you just been so insightful. I have some comment I want to read out to you on here. Oh, by the way, guys, if you do like what we're doing, subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and also send a comment. Say hi to us on the show, and so that we know that you're watching us. So I believe this is a family member saying
No,
God bless you and keep you.
I mean,
Ease your strength, keep it up. You made me proud of you, son. I'm very sure that's your mom or something
yeah,
like that.
that's
Yeah,
my mom.
they, they're always the biggest fan.
Yeah,
Anyway, my mom is always watching the show as well. So I have that. Thank you so much, mom, for joining us on the show. We will always make you proud. Also, we have Mufutaula, wow, who says, was Toby able to manage his farm in the north without being there? So can you just talk on that? I know
this is
you've
a
spoken
super
about it, but
question. It's just I want to believe God has blessed me with trusted partners. You
mm,
understand, and even the man helping me out, we've only met twice.
wow.
Yeah, but we've pulled a lot of deals together,
Mm,
and he's a mentor to me in this field. He's a
mm.
mentor,
That
and
that's one of the things I've realized since I've
I
been on
must
the
say
show. I've,
thank
I've
you. I want to say a special thank you
oh
to
yeah,
him
yeah.
for even risking his life. It's not
Wow.
really, it's not easy out there. Like he's always on the road. Thank you, Mr. Ayo. Thank you so much. I really appreciate everything.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ayo. God bless you and keep you safe
If you
wherever you are. So, one of the things I've realized on the show, since I've started the show, I've met some wonderful people. People that I've not met them one on one, just by talking to them on the show, and talking to them later. And they've just been so wonderful. So, thank you so much, Mr. Ayo, once again. And we're glad you're able to help. Also, we have from Olutayo Modupelola Grace, who says, Bokolo noted,
yeah.
more grace, son. You're doing well, learned a lot. And also, Mom also sent another message saying you're doing good, dear. More power and into your help. Thank you so much, well. And the Bukola Akindro says hi. Thank you so much for joining us. And also we have David Okonla or Fumi Layo who says Toby Talkie on point. So proud of you. I'm very sure these are all people all known to you. Thank you so much, guys, for supporting and joining us on the show. And also, we have Omolara Tolutayo. Say thumbs up, Cheers Farm. So thank you everybody for joining us. Thank you for supporting Toby and supporting Farmer Up TV on the show for joining us. We have Anne also, Anne Matthew who says excellent speech. Wow, it's all pouring in. Thank you guys so much for joining us. So Toby,
Yeah.
let's talk a little more about So I still want to talk about feeding.
Mhm.
Oh, how can we? Okay, what if I'm not able to get 200, 300 acres of land? I have like maybe just two, one, or how do one go into something like that? What do you how do you do it? How do you feed them? Are you still able to make a good source of income from having a smaller piece of land?
Um, Having a smaller piece of land, and okay, let me bring this. One of the challenges facing cattle farmers in Nigeria is regulation. There is no regulation.
Mm,
There's nothing bad in you starting small.
mm,
There's nothing bad because here in the UK, there are regulations, and it
yeah.
has been working. It has
Mm,
been helping the farmers out there.
yeah.
There's a maximum number of cattle you can hold, you can rear, um,
Mm,
and what's it called? I think it's I'm not really sure. As in having maybe there's a maximum number of cattle you can rear directly to to the area of land you have.
yes. Yes.
You understand, and you can't go beyond that number of heads, and
Mm,
it's a regulation, and
mm,
all farmers here keep to it. I think also regulations should be set in Nigeria, and they should be taken into consideration. They should be acted upon, like strictly acted upon. You understand? So having an acre is 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 a lot of land too. Is a
oh
big
yeah.
space. And as I mentioned earlier, silage, you
Mm,
can have few numbers of cattle bred on 1 acre of land. All you need to do is you you rear them on zero grazing,
mm,
where you have to, you don't take them out to graze the grasses directly.
yes.
What you do is you cut the grasses. Of course, having a full grown grass on 1 acre of land, and
Mm,
you can always cut and give the cattle,
yeah.
then have the grown excess run into silage.
Science is a silage. Okay.
You understand? By doing that, you'll have more grasses stored.
Mm,
Rather than exposing the grasses to the animal, like exposing the grasses to grazing,
mm,
whereby there's no controlled grazing and everything. By doing that, you are not even maximizing the land.
yeah.
You understand? So if you rear 10 cattle on an acre of land on zero grazing, and I do normal grazing, like freely grazing,
Mm,
it I if I run a zero grazing, I mean, and you run a free grazing
mm,
system, and we both have one acres each,
mm,
I can accommodate more cattle because
yeah.
I run a controlled grazing,
Controlled.
whereby I maximize the
Mm,
grasses produced on my 1 acre than my
mhm.
yours. So
Okay.
to me, no land is too small.
No land
No
is.
land is too small.
All right, there you have it, guys. No land is too small.
No, yeah.
Especially for our youths, younger ones, get into something, start off something. You know, it's always very important. Agriculture is just life, like I always tell people. No, no farmer, no food. That's just the way it is. I have a question from Okanlawan Tobiloba, who says, "I am and Tobi Loba. From your experience, what do you think of the future of Nigerian livestock industry?" I was going to come to that, but since Okanlawan Tobiloba has asked, we might as well just ask you now. So, what are your thoughts on the future of Nigerian livestock industry?
Let me just answer this question by bringing it one what's it called discussion. When
Mm,
I was coming to the UK,
yeah.
I had the mindset of coming here and getting my own farm started, or
Mm,
getting a job in any of the farm here in the UK. And
yeah.
trust me, it's totally different here.
Tell
It's
me about
totally
it.
different. I went as
Yeah.
far as
Mm,
mailing. I mailed about 6 farms when
mm,
I got here. I think the same week I got here, I mailed about 6 farms, and
mm,
I went as far as telling them I'm ready to do a voluntary work.
mm,
But I did not get any reply.
mm,
I did not get any reply. And later I discovered farming here is just like a family thing.
mm.
You
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah.
Farming here is like a
From
family.
generation to generation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they hardly taking people to work for them. And most of these works available are mechanized.
Mm, mm. You're
You
very
understand?
right.
So
That's
coming
very
to
true.
this question, the future of Nigerian livestock farming, it's to me it's what is really stopping um invest, because I there are a lot of people around the world that have probably left Nigeria to to study abroad, and
Mm,
just people like me, and they are really ready to come back and invest in Nigeria.
mm.
I mean, farming, not even
Yeah.
livestock, really.
Yeah.
Like they
Yeah.
are ready
Farming
to,
better.
but because of all these challenges listed, most especially the insecurity problem,
Insecurity. Yeah.
it's pulling them back.
Mm,
But I feel Nigerians' lives, not even livestock only, like poultry industry, it has a it has a bright future.
mm,
But I believe if all these challenges can be can be solved, then a lot of people will come back home to to invest on our agricultural sector. We won't even have to, we don't even, out of all the challenges, just take insecurity out, then trust
mm.
me, we don't need to wait for the government.
Yeah.
There are billionaires, there are millionaires that that want to come back to Nigeria to invest.
Mm.
So I believe the future Nigerian livestock industry has a very bright future, like a big one.
And that's what I always tell most of my friends here. I always tell them that there are two major problems we have in Nigeria: insecurity and power, which is
Yeah,
light. If you take out insecurity,
yeah,
and solve the issue of power, things will start falling in place by
yeah,
itself because people would be ready to invest knowing that
yeah,
their investment is secured. And as long as there's power as well, then they know that they don't have to spend money on generators and things like that. It's just going to be for backup, and which is what it's meant for, not a daily usage, right?
yeah.
So that's very true, Toby. Thank you so much for that info. I don't even have to ask you any more questions. I'm just going to go with the comments we have because we have so much going on right now. So, Oluyemisi Adeshina says, well, I don't know. I think that's a slang. Well, I don't know what that is, but that's what she says. Mufutau Lawal also ask, please, how effective is the use of burying waste as a suitable substitute for grass?
I do use berry waste too.
Mm-hmm.
I use berry waste for my the sheep fattening and the ram fattening and the cattle fattening.
Mm-hmm.
But trust me, it's better when you are in total control of what your animals eat.
Mm-hmm.
It's better. Okay, for example, now my plan is apart from the grass, the pasture land I'm cultivating,
Yeah.
I'm also working on taking care of the protein part of the
Of the,
diet.
yeah, of the diet. Yeah.
You understand? So recently I've been reading a lot about groundnut farming.
Mm,
Groundnut farming is a very, very lucrative business because when it comes to the value chain, every produce um, gotten from what's it called, the groundnut plant is being used up
mm. That's true.
from the what's it called,
The
from the
even
oil
the shell and
extraction
all that. Yeah.
to the plants to the chaff to
Mm,
the groundnut cake produced.
mm,
So I presently use berry waste, but in the future I'm working on um producing my own feed. Like
mm,
I won't have to depend on, of course berry waste is a very scarce and is a very competitive feed ingredient. If
mm.
you don't know people in the brewery industry, you won't get it easily.
Getting it is a issue. Yeah.
You understand? So I do use it, but I'm looking at another protein source to replace that, which is the granite.
Mm,
So that's why I'm working on starting my granite oil processing company very soon, like
oh,
processing industry very soon.
that's good.
So that
And
I can use the waste gotten from the groundnut extracts to feed
mm,
my cattle, and that's a very cheap source of protein.
oh wow, that's so wonderful. And that's a good information. There you have it. Another thing I wanted to ask her, what do you think about the is it the folder or something folder where you what do they call them?
Hydroponic.
Hydroponic folder, yeah.
Yeah, hydroponic is okay, but to me it has its own disadvantage. And one of the disadvantages is it's how do I put it? It requires a lot of
Mm,
seeds.
mm,
It requires a lot of seeds. It requires a lot of, okay, for example now, some people actually believe what's it called? Maize stovers
mm.
to be bulky.
Oh, okay.
You understand? Bulky, I mean, if you have a plot of land and I have a plot of land also,
Mm,
and you are running a maize silage and I'm running maybe a brachyria silage,
mm,
what people don't understand is fine. You produce more harvest because of the size of the what's it called, of the maize stovers.
of the maize.
Now
Okay.
produce less. But what you don't understand is if we establish the land at the same time, I
Mm,
get to only maintain that plot of blacharia, while you still get to prepare the land after harvesting your first set of maize silage. You will still need to buy maize seed to replace the next. You might not even buy, you might, but at least even if you don't buy, if you are depending on
mm.
using seed gotten from the first harvest,
Yeah.
you will still need to do some land practices like clearing and weeding, and you understand what I'm saying, which
Mm.
you spend more doing all those cultural practices. But
Oh,
once I have my own grassland established, my bacteria established, I don't need to
you
weed,
don't
I
need
don't
to.
need to,
Uh,
you understand.
mm.
So all these um what's it called,
Hydroponic for the
hydroponic, it consumes a lot of, you need a lot of seeds to run
to run
hydroponic.
them. Yeah, yeah.
You need a lot of seeds, and to me it's just a big disadvantage.
Okay, that's good. So we do have a Alhaji Muhammad on right now. So I'm just going to bring him on, do a little introduction of him, then we'll come back to you, Toby. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello, good day, Alhaji. Hello, 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 Alhaji. Can you hear us? Hello, are you there? Hello, Alhaji.
Hello,
Can
my
you hear
brother.
us?
Good afternoon. How are you? I'm very sorry for joining you late.
No, no,
Hello, hello.
no problem. It's okay. Thank you for
Yes, I'm hearing you loud and clear.
Thank you so much for joining us finally. There you go. Nigerian network. We started again. So guys, sorry about that. We're just going to go back to Toby while we wait for Alhaji to try and connect back. I do have another question from Folari Inigbemi, who says I'm glad joining. Please, how can I combine livestock and farming? Hello, Toby, can you hear us?
Hello, yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, yeah. So I was just asking a question from for Larry Baby, who says I'm glad joining. Please, how can I combine livestock and farming together?
This is easy. It's just the matter of choosing the right crop to farm and the right livestock animal to keep. As I said earlier, you can have few cattles and you plant what's it called? You can have a maize farm or a granite farm.
Mm,
Then by doing that, you'll have your your crop produce, like your crop residue, fed to your livestock animals.
that's
I think
livestock.
that is a very good practice too.
All right, thank you so much. There you have it, Igbemi. I hope that has been able to answer your question. So just give me a minute. I'm going to go back to Alhaji. Hopefully, you can hear us. Alhaji, can you hear us now?
Yes,
Hello,
I'm
Alhaji.
hearing you loud and clear. Please, I'm
Oh,
very sorry for joining very late. I'm hearing you.
all right. Thank you so much for
I
making
was
the
I
effort
was
to
held
join
up
us.
I was held up for a meeting in the office.
Okay, all right. That's
Sorry for
okay.
the sorry, please. I'm very sorry, please.
It's okay. Thank you so much for still joining
Okay,
us.
go ahead.
Uh,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
so please, we've been talking with Toby while we were waiting for you, and
Okay, sir.
we just want you to quickly give us a little introduction of who you are, so that we can
Okay.
just ask few questions.
My name is Muhammad Hammajoda, a civil servant in the Federal Ministry of Finance, Office of the Accountant General of the Federation. Right now, Director of Finance and Accounts of EFCC. Predominantly, my own lifestyle is cattle rearing, and because it's the cattle that my father spent for me to go to primary school, secondary school, and university. Started primary school 70, started secondary school 76, started university 83, graduated 87, BSc accountancy, and then start working in bank, and then left the banking industry in 2000, and then joined Federal Ministry of Finance, Office of Accountant General of the Federation, August 2000. Rose to the rank of Director, now Director of Finance and Accounts, Economic and Financial Crime Commission. Thank you. You're welcome.
All right, thank you so much. That's a wealth of experience. So this is someone that has grown up. When me and Tobi Loba, we were talking about how
Yes,
in UK and abroad, where agriculture is a
yes,
family thing, it's a generational
yes,
thing. So this is an
yes,
experience of what Tobi Loba was talking about, right?
yes, sir.
Yeah, there you go. So thank you so much. So we've just been talking
Yes, sir.
about from the show, we've been talking about the challenges
Okay.
and opportunities in cattle production.
Okay.
So what are
Okay.
your experiences? What do you think are the challenges we have, and how can we
Yes.
turn these challenges into opportunities?
Basically, in rearing animals, particularly the cows, you need very much experience in doing it, and you cannot get experience without living with the cow 24/7.
Mm,
On my own background is that my father is a full animal back and front, and my mother, and I grow up rearing these cattle from right 3 years old.
mm,
Even when I was in the university, I graduated before I get work. Anytime I come home, I rear our cattle. Basically, the challenge you have here is when you are faced with this animal and you don't have experience, it's going to go down the lane as a loss. Even if you buy it, you put money, you don't have experience. Even if you bring a vet doctor, is there you too, your experience is very important. If not, some of the vet doctors, they don't know anything on how to handle all
mm,
this kind of element. Let me tell you particularly, if a snake bites a cow in the bush, what
mm,
we normally do quickly, we just cut off the ear. Immediately we cut off the ear, you will see blood, dark blood gushing out. That is the toxic of the
the
snake.
snake bites. Yeah.
Before we now get veterinary attention, and if you didn't do that, the blood, the toxin will rise up to the head, and
Mm,
automatically the cow will just go down, and that's the end of it. The
mm,
same thing when a cow feeds on the grasses where there's insecticides, immediately the cow will collapse, and you will see foam coming out of the mouth. And
mm,
what we normally do as first aid in the bush is that we quickly get water from this our bottled water, add the cow dung and salt, and force the cow to take it.
mm,
Immediately the cow take it, within 2 minutes, you will see the cow start defecating diarrhea, and it defecate entirely the toxic that it took some while ago as it
mm,
grazing. So all this is based on experience.
mm,
And also, the other challenge in rearing these small calves, the moment you have a calf, it comes with challenges. The challenges is that immediately you have a calf, you make sure that that particular calf, as it gave birth right there, you now take the calf away from that spot, maybe 20 minutes away from that, so
mm,
that the mother will not leak the water that came out as a result of birth delivery, and
mm.
also start eating up the placenta.
Yeah.
If you allow that, by the time the cow leak this in, because it's salty, the next time when the cow gave birth, the cow will not have milk to feed the calf again. So
Mm,
that's why you take the calf out away, and then you bring sand and cover the place where those waters are spread out on the ground, and then dig hole, bury the placenta, and then you move on. Then from there, you support the calf to make sure that it takes the first vital nutrients of the milk of the mother, that it will enable it to start its growth immediately.
mm,
So, and secondly, if at the end 2 or 3 weeks the calf you see is stooling, yellowish stool and watery, it means the milk intake of the calf is too much for her. That's why it's now becoming a diarrhea for her. So
mm,
the breast in the front, the two breasts in the front has more milk than the two breasts at the back.
mm.
So we now milk out the two breasts in the front, and leave the two breasts behind, so that the calf will continue
To
to
continue.
to
Yeah.
suck and then grow. And you should also make sure that you tie the calf, or you put it in a secluded area, because if a calf, after taking milk, it become agile, it will start jumping here and there.
Mm,
And from there, if there is a foot and mouth disease around that place, automatically the calf will just go down drain, it will die
mm,
immediately. So these are some of the challenges that people have Even the vet doctors, they don't have that experience to mitigate it unless you, as a cattle rearer, that is there 24/7, that knows this kind of challenges that come nowadays here and there, and then you know how to mitigate it. And most of the challenges we have, apart from this early 80s, for all these years, we don't know anything about what to do with veterinary. During the rainy season, we take the herbs, the roots, the bark of the trees, and the leaves. We dry them and then pound them, make them to look like gari. And anytime the animals are licking salt, we now put it in the compartment where the salt
You
is,
mix it
and then
with
they
it.
continue
Yeah.
to lick.
Mm,
Yes, and there's a kind of this bark of a tree that we normally collect and then dry it, make it look like gari, and mix it with the salt,
mm,
so that the cow will now become attractive for the male, so that it will take in immediately. So all these things we take these things from the barks of the tree and all what have you, and any other ailment that we have, we know the bark of the trees, the leaves of the trees, and the roots of the trees, that we treat various ailments with it. And again, you will see a cow deliver, but the cow will reject the calf.
mm,
So we also use our own traditional method to see that the cow accept the calf. And also in the event that the cow deliver and the cow don't have adequate milk to feed the calf, we have some of our roots in the bush that we normally put it inside bottled water, and make sure the cow drink it at least 3 times a day.
mm.
3 times a day. After 3 days, you will see automatically, based on that, the cow have enough milk to drink. And if you want this thing from my great grandfathers, whoever want this, the source of the medicine, will say, okay, bring two female cow of 3 years before
Okay.
we can now hand over this thing to
Very,
you.
very
Then
can
you
hand it over.
Yes, before you go. So that is how it is.
Wow.
So all
That
this, as you go along, experience you do, and then when you are with the cows 24/7, you will know that this cow A needs a male. If you don't have male in your own hut, you now go and bring male in the other house, or you drive the female to go and meet the other male, so that they can now meet, and then you move.
wow. That's Thank you so much.
So
That's wealth of
thank you,
experience. Toby, do you
thank
have
you.
anything you want to add or say to Alhaji as well? Mm, okay. They told me just amazed as in wow, that's experience, right?
Yes,
Thank you so much,
that is it.
Alhaji.
Thank you, thank you,
So
thank you, sir.
Alhaji, what how can
Yes, sir.
we I one question I really want to ask is that you're
Go ahead.
Fulani man, yeah, and you're from the
Yeah.
north.
Yes,
What are, apart from grazing cows and everything,
yes,
what are the other
yes.
ways that we can achieve good cow production without grazing? As in,
And
what are your thoughts on like ranching
you
and
know,
things like that?
the traditional way of moving cow from one end to the other, you will not give you any value for your money.
Mm,
Right now in Abuja, I have my shed in Day Market,
mm,
where I bring those animals, those cows from my uh, uh, where they are grazing, so
mm.
that I will put them 24/7 intensive feeding. Then I get value for my money.
Value for
And
money.
when I compare the what I'm doing and the one I will just take from the house and take it to the market, the difference is clear. By
Mm,
the time you come and put it intensively for 2 or 3 weeks, the value you will get, even you add the cost of the fees and all what have you, the value is different.
mm,
And also, if you want milk, if the cow is roaming about, no matter what the cow fits in, as the cow is roaming about, is dispensing the milk, you will
mm,
not get enough quantity of milk. But if the cow is stationary in a ranch format, you give it good feeds, you will get enough quantity of milk you will get. But if the cow continue to roam about, there's nothing you can get. I've told you earlier on, around 1982, we normally carry our cows from Adamawa to Benin Aduawa market.
Mm.
It takes us 40 days.
Wow.
Every day you move. In the night you sleep, and then you continue to move 40 days. You cross this river, you cross this mountain, you cross this every
Mm.
day for 40 days. That's how we normally do. So I've done all those one, and then I'm now doing this um, uh, small ranching where I do 24 hours feeding for my animal. And then you find out that the labor and the headache you go in of all this thing is uncalled for, as if you
Mm.
have now kept them in one place. Even if you want the meat you are looking for, if you kept them in one place, you will get more kg of meat. If it's milk you want, at the moment they are in one place and you are feeding them, you get more quantity of milk.
More
So there's
consider.
no two way about in terms of comparison between the normal traditional way of rearing cows and ranching. Ranching is the best. But the only challenge here is that assuming you have 100 cows, to ranch them is completely cost intensive. I have
Mm.
52 Bokolo bulls, so I keep they are grazing, but in the night I give them feed. So averagely in a week I do spend 30,000. But if
Wow.
to say I will keep them 24/7 under the shed, then every 24 hours I will spend no less than 60,000.
Wow.
So these
Wow.
are the issues.
Wow. There you have it. Anything you want
So
to add
so
to
but
that?
so, so but if you want to do the ranching, first and foremost, as around September, October, you continue to gather your feet,
Mm.
warehouse your feet. As at that time, it's very cheap and in abundant. Then you can warehouse them very well, and then during this time and next, you continue to feed them. You don't have the impact of the cost. But
That's
if
good.
you now wait until now you want to do it, a bag of dusa now is 10,000. A bag of corn bean chef is 5,000. So you can imagine how many bags
Mm.
they will consume in 24 hours if you did not do it earlier than now. Because as at the time I've told you, around September, October, that dosa is not more than 1,005. That
Wow.
bean shape is not more than 1,000. So if
Mm.
you can gather them, and some of the farms in the north, they will just say, come on, just carry a truck and come and pick. They will give you
Mm.
free of charge. If you can master that energy within that month and gather the
Within
food,
that
the
month.
feeds, and then warehouse them, now it will just be free feeding for you. By the time you sell the animal, you find out that you don't have any. The cost you have put in is almost negligible.
Mm. Wow, thank you so much, Alhaji. That's a
Thank
wealth of
thank you.
experience.
Thank you.
Toby,
You're
do you have
welcome.
anything you want to add to what Alhaji just said about the feeding and things like that?
No, nothing at all. He has said most of it, and I also got my feed late October.
Mm.
My partner over there in the north told me everything about it, and of course, my animals are read in a very short period of time, so I don't spend much on each of the animals. So
Mm.
I'm on the same lane with Alhaji.
Oh, there you go. So, right now on the show, we have wealth of experience and new energy, new technology on the show. So, we have Alhaji Muhammad, that's Hammajoda, and we also have Tobi Loba, Tobi Loba Okanlawan on the show. Thank you so much. That's a lot of
Thank you,
information
sir.
we have on there. Alhaji has been able to share some wealth of experience with us. In a short while, he's been able to, put everything together without, having to talk too much. That shows the
Thank you.
experience that he's got right from childhood as a cattle farmer. So I'm just going to quickly read some comment on the show, and then we'll come back to Alhaji and Toby. So for Larry in Igbemi wants to know, how do you source for seed for forage and for livestock, how do you source for funds? So you want to know about sourcing for the seeds and also funds. The
I I get there's a professor in Kenya
okay.
that someone linked me to Professor Charles in Kenya. So I get my seeds from him and funds. I've been pushing everything through the help of families
Mm,
usually.
there you have Alhaji. Do you have anything you want to say to that? I
Is,
yeah, go on,
is
sir.
it source of the animals that how do
No,
you
the
get the source
seed.
of the animals?
He wants to know about seed for if you want to plant your grass
Okay,
and things like that.
okay. I've not done that one. I've not done
Yeah,
that one because all my animals are grazing on open grazing.
open
So I
grazing.
don't have that one. So the only one that I've told you is the one I put under the shed that I normally collect their fish around October,
October.
September, and all what have you. And the funds is, since I have at least up to 300 or 400 cattle that are grazing. So what I normally do, how to fund it, after every year, I will bring out like 50 bulls from the collection of that 400 cows. So
Mm,
I will now do the intensive fattening and I sell them. Another year again, I will get another 50
mm,
one that have grown up, and then I continue like that since
mm.
the animals continue to give birth day
Uh,
in day out.
yeah.
So since I have up to around 400 cattle, so I can get substantial number of bulls every year to continue to feed, and then I move. So by the time I feed, I move. I now take the money and I have another business line that I normally invest. I
Mm,
used to bring dates on and perfume from Saudi Arabia. I have a shop
mm,
in National Mosque.
mm,
So I use the money to buy these dates during Ramadan and the perfume that people normally buy. So
mm,
that's why I invest the money in. So when I sell the animals, I put the money there, and then I go back to the house and then pick like 50 or 30 pieces of bulls and then come and fatten them and then I continue.
now you continue. So there you
Yes,
have it, maybe the funding has to be something you're gonna have to figure out on your own. Unfortunately,
yes,
where we are, we
yes,
you talk to families, private fundings and things like that.
yes,
Um,
yes,
so I have Rotimi David for Toby. Toby, I'm proud of you, and Nigerians should be proud of you. We pray Nigerian youths can learn and emulate you. My brother, the sky is the your strength, your starting point. So that's for you, Toby, from Rotimi David. Do you have Zozo says, do you have challenges with workers on the farm? So I'm going to ask Alhaji first with that. So I know you have people working for you that does the grazing and everything. What are the challenges you face with them?
yes. The challenges are normally distrust. As you
Mm,
continue to engage people, you engage this one will come and show you his own red color. You chase him away. Bring another one continuously, day in day out. You will get the right people that if you give them in trust your animal, you will get what they are doing correctly and all what have you. But you cannot get trust in just one day. You continue to try
okay.
Mr. A, Mr. B, Mr. C until when you get the people that are trustworthy, and then you continue. And secondly, you cannot just give your animals to somebody and just go back and sit down. If you do that,
Mm,
after 3 months, the man will just enter Cameroon with the animal and there it is. So you have to be there
mm,
at least 2 days, 3 days. You there, you see them, you go back 2 days, you see them. But if they know that you are monitoring them,
yeah.
then they will not take them away. Even if they take them away, by the time you notice they are not there and then you pursue it 2, 3 days, you get to where they are. But if
Mm,
you give them one chance, 1 week, 2 weeks,
mm,
1 month before you go, if you go today, they will know you will not come back until another 1 month. So the following day they will just migrate. Before you know, they are already inside Cameroon, and there's no way, no trace you can get them and get your animals back. These are the issues.
Okay. So Toby Lover, do you have anything? I know you've been blessed with trustworthy people, but
Yeah,
I'm
but
very sure you
then
must have gone through some
a
challenges as
lot,
well.
a lot, a lot of challenges. I've actually employed someone to even to just come to my farm, to clear the surroundings. And then I was still into poultry animals, and he was moving. He was actually a very small boy of about 12 years, 16-year-old then. He was moving about 2 crates of eggs every day,
Wow.
and he was trying to prolong the work he could have just finished within 1 week. He was trying to prolong it for about a close to a month, so that he can keep having that two crate of eggs every day. And we thought we had issues with production.
Mm,
So having such crazy people around is normal in for farmers. You just have to keep trying until you find the right set of people. But the my workers, the ones working for me presently, we've been together for about 5 years now, and I trust them. And apart from trusting them, I show up in Nigeria anytime. I might decide to go to Nigeria next week, and I won't tell anyone. I'll just show up on the farm.
mm,
So that's what I pay them on planned visits. Like
mm.
I do that too.
Which is very important to keep the machine rolling. All right, thank you so much. I have Okanlawan your DJ also here. In comparison to conventional feeding source available, what are the limitations of silage feeding method? Refinancing capital investment, storage, machinery, animal group, like the adults and the IFR. I believe Toby should be able to get in that because Alhaji does not do storage of feeds and things like that. So,
One of the biggest problem in silage production for me is storage,
mm,
because you are trying to cut costs. That's why you decided to start, or we farmers decided to start producing silage. But a proper silo is a lot of money.
mm,
Like a proper silage storage, a very big silo is it costs a lot of money, because you need to you need concrete walls and the concrete
mm,
flooring. But apart from that being expensive, you cannot achieve that without having a heavy or a heavy machine, to compress the layers of the grasses.
yeah,
You understand?
yes,
And as a entrepreneur, because I'm still upcoming, you
mm,
cannot expect me to pull as much as 40 million naira in getting a tractor, or 20 million naira in getting a tractor.
mm,
So that storage, the silage storage, is a big challenge, like for me presently. And I've decided to stick to drums. A drum costs about 9,000 naira if I'm
mm,
buying in bulk. And I also looked at using silage, the silage wrapper,
yeah,
because one of the businesses I do is I ship in agricultural tools
mm,
from China. I'm one of the few what's it called, farmers that first brought in the shaft cutter. I
okay,
sold a lot to a lot of farmers.
mm,
That, and most of my machines, even my oil pressing machine, I have everything shipped in ready for the
mm.
oil production. So I checked the silage wrapper. There's a machine that wraps silage.
Silage, yeah,
Yeah, it's very easy and it's straightforward. But the problem with it is you need to buy the film.
mm,
And from my calculation, you need about the film that will wrap about 50 kg of silage will cost you 500 naira.
mm. That's
And the
expensive.
film is not is like it only has a one time use. Once you cut
Mm,
it off, you cannot recycle it. So I feel spending 500 naira each to wrap 50 kg silage still account. It's like the cost is still high for a farmer. Like it's still high, and the aim of running a silage is to beat cost. Fine, there are some people that run small silos.
Mm.
very small silos with what's it called, with bricks and all.
Yeah.
But from my calculations, I feel the amount spent on that squared small silo, if can be, can be channeled into drums.
Mm.
And the good part of drum is it's easily movable. You
Yeah.
can transport it anywhere and you can recycle it.
Mm.
So I've decided to stick to drum silage as a source of storage for silage.
All right, thank you so much. There you have it, guys. If you do like what we're doing, subscribe. Thank you so much, everybody that has joined on the show to make a comment. I'm going to make sure I show all your comments on the screen. I might not actually come to any some of the comments, but I'll make sure they show up on the screen. So Alhaji, my question, I know you're probably very busy and it's a Friday night, you have things you have to do. So I'm going to ask
Go
you
ahead.
this question definitely.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So my question is, if a young guy wants to get into cattle production, what are your advice for Nigerian youths? People that want to get into it. Well, not generally Nigerian youth, Nigerians basically that want to
Okay.
get into cattle production. What would you advise? Okay, I come
Okay.
up to you, Alhaji. Please help me. I want to get into
Okay.
cattle
Okay.
production.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. You need five things at a
Yes.
go. You need a land where you will warehouse the animals,
Mhm,
and the land must be securely fenced.
mm,
Then you need water, borehole, adequate water. You need adequate feeds. As you bring in the animals, you should have feeds ready there.
mhm,
That's number four. Number five, you need to have a vet doctor, very experienced vet doctor, that as soon as we bring these animals either from the market or somewhere, they will come and assess them and give them the required vaccine and all other things they need to take off. So you
mm,
need these five items. You have to get the land, you have to fence the land properly, you have to provide source of water, you have to provide feeds, and then you have to get experienced doctor that will handle your
no, and
animals. Thank
no.
you.
All right, thank you so much. That's wonderful. Tobi
Thank you.
Loba, what if I have an acre of land? How many animals do you think I can feed into an intensive production in there?
An acre of land, it depends on what you are feeding them.
Mm,
Like as Alhaji just said, if we can get feeds during October when they are cheap, then if you can get enough feed stored, then you can have more numbers of animals. And it depends on the process. I mean, what you are really aim at. Is it fattening? Because you can have a cattle, or you can have a cow fattened up as fast as a month, 2 months. So it depends on what you are aiming at. Is it
mm,
fattening? Is it production? Is it dairy farming? So I think
mm.
the aim determines a lot of
A lot.
it
Okay.
determines a lot when it comes to the number of animals you can keep on an acre of land.
Mm. All right, thank you so much for that. Alhaji, these comments are for you. I have Bukola Akindro who says, Alhaji, you're loaded. Means a lot of information. Also, I have from Okanlawan Tobiloba who says, Alhaji Ranka Dede, sir. You are a father. Thank you, sir. So that's I believe
Thank you.
that's Tobi Loba's mom saying thank you to you. So our guest mom
Thank
is
you.
not
Thank
saying
you.
thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
okay,
Thank you.
so
Thank you, mommy.
all right, so this is please
Thank you,
Alhaji,
mommy.
tell us the name of the herb that makes the female look attractive. Okay, that's a new one. They want to know if the name of the herbs that
Yes.
makes the female looks attractive.
But,
I
uh,
I believe
yes.
Attractive. Okay.
Yes.
I don't know much about cows and cattle, so
My brother,
I don't know where that is going. Oh, we just lost his network is just gone. It's so wonderful on the show with Alhaji is a wealth of experience, and hopefully he's going to join us back. So Tobi Loba, I'm going to come back to you with that question. Do you have an idea of what makes the female looks
No, I
attractive?
don't.
You can. All right, we're just going to move along with something else on there. Okay, so Zoe says I've learned a lot from this program today. Thanks thanks to the coordinator and the speakers. Love from Canada. Oh, thank you so much. I believe Zozo is from Canada as well. Thank you for joining us on the show. And also in fact, mommy is just you know she's our best. I definitely hold mom something on the show.
yes,
I
sir.
have to because she's just here and she's not just on the show. She's listening,
Yes,
she's
sir.
taking it in and everything. So Alaji, before
That,
let me just quickly read
yes,
this. Okonlawan
yes, sir.
Abidemi, mom says, coordinator, thank you, sir. God
You say?
bless. Oh, that's for me. Thank you so much, mommy, for joining us on the show. So Alaji, let's come back to you.
Thank you, thank you.
The herb that makes
Yes.
the female look attractive. Do you have an idea of what herb is
Yeah,
that?
that's why I told you I don't know the name in English, but I only know it in our full dialect. But I promise I
Okay,
will
so
Google out and get it back to you the name in English. The name of the
can you tell
tree
us in the
that
dialect?
we
I believe, oh, because the show is being
uh,
watched by Nigerians and Northerners as well, so they might know.
yes, we call the tree barkehi
Barricade.
barkehi and konkehi.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Okay. There you have it,
yes, yes,
Charles
yes, sir.
Ozumba.
Yes, sir.
It's called
Yes, sir.
Barricade and what?
Barkehi and konkehi.
And Concay. So there you
Yes,
have it.
yes, yes,
So
sir.
I'm just going to check the English name for us
Name.
and get
Yes,
back to us on that. Also, I have Okanlawan Tobiloba says Alhaji is describing traditional livestock system, which is quite important for us to understand where we are coming from. Can he reference modernized particularly technology and geomics and etc. He's been able to touch on the modern part of it, and he also believes that you have to be modern about the current way of production. That's where you get your value for money on there. So you know, I'm just going to answer that. We don't need to ask Alaji to go back on that. Zoe says, "What's your advice for people intending to start cattle rearing? The challenges to expect and all." Malaji has been able to touch on that, and also Tobi Loba has been able to touch on that as well. So we won't go back to that. So Charles Osomba says, Alaji, Alaji said it's while explaining about herbs. He said a herb is given to the female. Yeah, he's giving us a name about that. Charles just seems to be into the whole idea of this attractive female thing. So Elijah has been able to talk about it, and he's going to try and get more information on there. So I'm going to say thank you to everybody that has been on the show, and I'm so glad to have you guys comment on the show. Do give us a thumbs up and like on the show, and also share with your families and friends, and so now I'm going to give Alaji the is to tell us few words because apart from that, I'm hoping to get Tobi Loba and Alaji again on the show. Not maybe not together, maybe just you know, one on one on the show. So hopefully, because I know Alhaji has a lot of information and experience that we would want to we'll talk about more. And also Tobi Loba also has a lot of information we would like to hear from you guys. So Alhaji, what are your last words for intending farmers, those that are currently into farmers are not doing so well, and especially when it comes to cattle production. And also another thing I want you to talk about is that other
Yes.
aspect of cattle production. That how can we add value into cattle business?
Um, Basically, some of us that are lagging behind is that the experience is not there, and they don't have experienced person that they hire.
Mm,
So when the person they hire is inexperienced and they too they are inexperienced, basically it will not work. The 52 bokolo I bought from one man in Lifecam in Abuja here. He bought them. He lacked the experience of managing them, and the vet doctor that he has, they too they lack experience. So he now eventually sold it for me at the cost of 200,000, either small or big. And then
mm.
after 3 months, each of them I'm selling it not less than 410, 450 thereabout. So experience is the great value in terms of cattle rearing, and you
Mm,
have to have also an experienced doctor to know which vaccine and drugs they will give, so that it will now give an appetite for the animals to continue to take in. And
oh,
also you have to look at the breed, the kind of breed you will choose, so that by the time you put small effort, then you get much return on investment. You
return
also
on
have to look at the breed, particularly if you are going into beef farming. You have to look for bokolo.
it. Mm,
Bokolo, they are very good. If you give them intensive feeding, they will make hell wet. At the end,
mm.
you will get value for your money. And
Oh,
also, if you are into dairy farming, basically you have to look for the foreign animals.
animal,
Even
the
if you
foreign breeds.
trying to do with our local ones, they will not get there because
Mm,
they don't have the genes to produce enough quantity of milk. But
milk,
if
yeah.
you have the foreign breeds, you give them intensive feeding 24/7, you will milk a cow and you will get at least not less than 10 liters in the morning. You will also get 10 liters in the evening.
Mm.
But with our own local breed, you cannot, whatever intensive feeding you do, you cannot get that because they don't have the genes to produce adequate milk for us. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Alhaji. I'm hoping that when we call on you for a one-on-one show, you'll be willing
Yes, sir.
to join us on the show once
You are
again.
welcome.
Thank you
And
so
then,
much. Yeah, go on, sir.
hello. And then another thing, if you see you have a bull in your ranch and another bull is following it up,
Mm,
the way to mitigate it, get perfume. This perfume that we put on our body,
mm.
spring it on the other bull. The other bull will not come near it again,
Oh
because
yeah.
other bull will start mounting on the other female,
Mm,
on the other male bull. So
mm.
when the perfume that we use on our body, spring it
Yep.
on that other bull, the other bull will not become attractive again. So that
Oh,
is it.
wow. Thank you so much, guys. We
Thank
have
you,
to
sir.
bring Alhaji back once again. Thank you so much. So
Thank
Toby
you. Thank
Loba,
you, sir.
uh, what will give us not just one word, not a statement. I need, a whole how would I put it, a whole epistle from you about what can we do as a young man, as a startup farmer. You've been successful, thank God, and you're going to, get even more successful in everything you do. And so try, talk to us. What, are your last words and statements for all us that we are intending to get into the same thing that you're doing right now.
Yeah, I'm just going to add two more points to what Alhaji just said. And the first point is don't quit your job to start farming.
Mm,
Yeah, it's very important because it's quite challenging when you're just starting farming, whatever aspect you're investing on, be it crop or livestock or animal poultry, don't quit your job to start farming.
mm,
And also, don't take loans, don't borrow money to start farming. It's
mm,
very risky. Don't try it. Don't take loans to start farming. So that's it. And to all farmers out there, if you are going through one or two challenges, just don't stop trying, don't stop striving, because I've been through a lot too. My mom can testify to this.
mm. Oh, yeah.
I've actually had a lot of challenges. I've lost 80 goats in a day before.
Mm. Oh,
80 goats in a day. I've lost a lot of debt, a lot of animals, and I just, you have to just keep trying. You have to try again.
mm.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, thank you so much, and also to you. I hope you and I will be able to do a one-on-one sometime soon. Because there's still a lot I want us to talk about, and also hopefully when we're in Nigeria, I hope to visit your farm, see how you're doing things and all that. So thank you so much, and to everybody that's joined us on the show, I'm going to say thank you as well for comments. Just going to quickly run through to Mufutaula Wow, Oluwatayo, to Mommy Abidebi, thank you so much. To Bukola, to Davis, Okanlawan, to Omolara, to Zozo Folari, Adekunle John, and to my mom as well. I knew she was going to be there, but I missed her somehow. Mom, thank you so much for joining us on the show. Rotimi, you guys are wonderful. Thank you for being part of the show, for commenting on the show, for asking questions. To Charles as well. I don't let me miss you. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining us on the show. If you like what we're doing, do subscribe, like, and share. And like I said, I'm going to put Alhaji and Toby on the spot. I hope you guys are going to be joining us back on the show soon, one on one. I want you to say yes on the show so that when I call on to you, I'm going to hold
Yeah,
you to your words.
you are welcome.
Oh,
Yeah,
there you go. So I
You
have
are welcome.
I have you guys
Yes,
recorded saying yes, so I'm going to be contacting
yes,
and doing a one-on-one with you guys
yes,
because it's been so wonderful and inspiring talking to both Alhaji and Toby, and thank you
yes, sir.
so much.
Yes,
We're going to say thank you to everybody, and do join our family Farmer Up TV. Our whole idea is about inspiring farmers to be better, and remember what we say: no farmer, no food. As long as you don't farm, there's no, food. In fact, there's no future. The farming just, makes everything go work well. So if you see a farmer, be it crop, livestock farming, animal production, say thank you to them. Even though, even the Fulanis grazing animals. Say thank you to them because with them, that's why we're able to eat meat, in Nigeria, a source of protein and all that. So say thank you to everybody. I believe everybody has that value in this agricultural world. So let's say thank you. Let's praise them for doing a good job. And this is me signing out now. Thank you so much once again. I'll be seeing you guys very soon, and hopefully stay blessed. And we always sign out with no farmer, no food. Thank you so much, and have a blessed day. Bye.
thank you.